When you looked in the mirror this morning, did you recognize the man staring back at you, or did he feel like someone you used to know? It's a quiet kind of ache, isn't it? Not the kind that makes you wince, but the kind that lingers, the way your shoulders aren't as square, your eyes don't carry the same brightness, your skin seems a little more tired. Most men believe these changes are simply part of aging. That the man they see in the mirror now is the only version left. But I'm here to tell you, that's not the truth. Your reflection can change again. Not by chasing the body you had at 30, but by reactivating the strength, the presence, and the vitality your body still remembers. It's still there, just waiting for the right signal. And this isn't about vanity. It's about the respect you feel for yourself when you can meet your own eyes in the mirror and see a man who still stands tall, still commands his space, and still carries himself with pride. It doesn't happen all at once. There's no single morning where you wake up and suddenly look different. It's more like a slow fade. One day, you notice your belt sits a little tighter. Your shoulders curve forward without you realizing. Your chest doesn't quite lift the way it used to. The eyes looking back at you seem a little dimmer, and the man in the mirror feels older. Biology plays a big part in this. After your 50s, something called sarcopenia, age-related muscle loss, begins to quietly strip away the muscle that once held your body like a frame. Visceral fat starts to build around your core, pushing your midsection forward and pulling your posture down. Testosterone production slows. That means less muscle tone, less energy for your skin to stay firm, and even less sparkle in your eyes. On top of that, your circulation isn't as strong, so the nutrients that once gave your skin color and your muscles definition just don't get delivered as efficiently anymore. The physical changes are one thing. But the deeper impact? It's how this shift changes the way you carry yourself, the way you interact with others, and whether the man in the mirror still feels like you. David was 68 when he first sat across from me. A retired high school coach, he'd spent most of his life leading from the front, standing tall on the sidelines, chest out, voice strong. But now, his posture had softened. His shoulders sloped forward. And when he spoke, there was a quiet hesitation, like part of him didn't want to be fully seen. He admitted he'd started avoiding mirrors. Then he told me about the moment that changed everything. It was after Christmas dinner. The family was gathered in the living room, flipping through photos from the night before. One picture showed David with his arm around his granddaughter. But instead of standing tall, he was hunched over, his belly pushing forward, his smile barely reaching his eyes. "Grandpa," she asked innocently, "why are you bending over in the picture?" That question hit him harder than he expected. It wasn't criticism, it was curiosity. But in that moment, David realized he didn't just want to look different for himself, he wanted his family to see the man he truly was, not the one time and habit had quietly shaped. That night, he made a decision. Not to chase youth, but to reclaim the way he carried himself, to stand in front of the mirror and feel proud again. I told David something that changed the way he saw the problem. "Your body is like a framed painting," I said. "The frame is your posture and muscle tone. The canvas is your skin, your eyes, and the energy people feel when they see you. If the frame weakens, the canvas sags. If the canvas is dull, the picture loses life. We have to restore both. The frame, your muscles and posture, relies on steady circulation to deliver oxygen and nutrients. Without it, muscles shrink, joints stiffen, and the upright stance that signals strength begins to collapse. The canvas, your skin and eyes, reflects the quality of your blood flow and hormone balance. When testosterone dips, muscle definition fades, skin loses firmness, and even the whites of your eyes lose brightness. And then there's the hidden element, sleep. Deep, restorative sleep is when your body repairs tissues, balances hormones, and resets the systems that keep you looking alert. Without it, even a strong body will appear tired in the mirror. David's plan had to address all three pillars at once: circulation, to feed the frame and canvas; hormones, to keep muscle and skin alive with energy; sleep, to let the repair work happen night after night. Once he understood that, he stopped seeing his reflection as a sign of decline, and started seeing it as a system he could rebuild. I walked David through a simple framework I call the 3-layer confidence rebuild formula, because if you want to change what you see in the mirror, you have to work from the inside out. Layer 1, biological fuel. The first layer is about feeding the body the raw materials it needs to repair and perform. David started his mornings with protein and healthy fats, wild salmon, eggs, avocado, foods that support muscle repair and keep testosterone in balance. We added a structured hydration plan, because well-hydrated skin and muscles stay fuller, stronger, and more responsive. Layer 2, movement upgrade. Next, we built in 5 to 10 minutes of targeted movement every morning. Not long workouts, just core activation, shoulder opening stretches, and posture drills that lift the chest and align the spine. By the end of the first week, David said he felt taller, more put together, and noticed his shirts fit differently, looser in the belly, a little more room across the chest. Layer 3, emotional presence. Finally, we addressed the emotional layer, because confidence isn't just in your muscles, it's in how you carry them. Each morning, David stood in front of the mirror and chose one feature he appreciated: his broad shoulders, the strength in his jawline, even the way his eyes crinkled when he smiled. He'd say it out loud, anchoring his day in self-respect. He also started wearing clothes that made him feel strong and capable, even at home. Together, these 3 layers didn't just change David's body, they began to change the way he saw himself, and the way others saw him, too. I told David not to wait months to look for change, because when you fuel your body and move with intention, the mirror starts reflecting it back much sooner than you think. Day 7, the first shift. Within the first week, David noticed his posture was easier to hold. His shoulders sat further back without forcing them, and his breathing felt deeper, fuller. When he caught his reflection in a store window, his eyes looked less tired, as if a small light had been switched back on. Day 14, the momentum phase. By the second week, his belly no longer pushed forward as much. Core muscles were waking up, pulling his frame into better alignment. The color in his skin was warmer, and there was a sharper, more focused look in his eyes. He told me, "I'm not just standing straighter, I feel like I belong in my own skin again." Day 30, the confidence return. After a month, the transformation wasn't just physical. David's stance had changed, feet planted firmly, chest open, eyes meeting his own reflection without hesitation. The man in the mirror no longer felt like a stranger. He looked like someone who was present, capable, and completely at home in himself. And when your body, your energy, and your presence align like that, you can't help but carry that confidence into every room you walk into. I warned David about the traps that quietly undo progress, the habits that make the man in the mirror look older than he really is. Mistake 1, focusing only on the scale. Some men obsess over losing weight but ignore what they're losing along with it: muscle mass. Without muscle, your frame collapses, posture weakens, and the body takes on a deflated look no matter what the scale says. Mistake 2, extreme dieting. Crash diets strip away muscle and drain the skin of its fullness. It's not just about calories, your body needs protein, healthy fats, and micronutrients to rebuild the very structure that makes you look strong and capable. Mistake 3, neglecting posture. Even a fit body can look tired if the shoulders roll forward and the head tilts down. Posture is one of the fastest visual changes you can make, but it's also the first to fade without daily attention. Mistake 4. Skipping sleep. When you cut your rest short, you rob your body of its prime repair time. Skin dulls, eyes lose brightness, and muscles recover more slowly. The result? A reflection that looks more drained than determined. Avoiding these mistakes is just as important as adding the right habits. Because every choice you make either builds the man you see in the mirror, or slowly erodes him. I told David something I now share with every man I work with. You don't need to look like you did at 30. You just need to become the man you're proud to face in the mirror. Because confidence isn't about chasing youth, it's about standing tall in the present. It's about looking at yourself and knowing you've done the work to show up as the strongest, most capable version of who you are today. When David reached this point, his reflection wasn't just a picture. It was a statement. I'm here, I'm present, and I respect myself. And here's the truth, this transformation isn't rare. It's possible for every man over 60 who's willing to make small, consistent changes in how he fuels his body, moves each day, and carries himself. So here's my invitation to you: join a community of men over 60 who are rebuilding their strength, presence, and confidence one day at a time. Share your progress. Learn from each other. And make sure that every time you face the mirror, you see not just your reflection, but a man you're proud to be.